About 70%, or 3.5 million Ukrainian children, lack access to basic goods and services like food and shelter. And about 100,000 children are orphans. But an LA-based nonprofit is working to provide housing, emotional support, and adoption assistance to these Ukrainian children who so desperately need it. Randy Thompson is the president and co-founder of KidSave, which has been working with orphans in Ukraine for nearly a decade. Randy, thank you so much for being here.
Thank you for having me.
Tell us about these children in Ukraine. Exactly how many are there? Where are they?
Well, we don't know where they all are right now, unfortunately, but there are more than 100,000 kids that before the war were living in institutions. Then hundreds of thousands of families and children were displaced, and now there are even more orphans because so many people have lost their lives during this war. So we are currently working, we're really focusing our efforts in Mykolaiv and Kherson at this point, which is the place where the Russians invaded. When they first came in, they went marching through Kherson and right into Mykolaiv, thinking they were going to take it very quickly, which they did not. But we were there already. KidSave had already had programming there, working to place children from orphanages into families through our family visit model, which really brings older kids out of the shadows into the community where they can meet people who might be interested in helping them. And so we had placed 117 kids in the Mykolaiv Kherson area into families. And when the war broke out, honestly, all we wanted to do was just get those kids out. We thought, we owe it to those children. We put them in families. We've got to get them to safety. And so we mobilized an effort very quickly to do that. And once we got those kids to safety, we realized there was just a gap. And because we were there, because we had trusted people on the ground, we were able to mobilize, and we were able to move really quickly to get many more families and children to safety, and then kids from orphanages farther to the west.
You founded KidSave with your partner in 1997. It was after you visited Kazakhstan. You're doing work around the world, but tell me exactly how you're helping in Ukraine. Besides what you just said, I mean, you're providing hardware as well as people.
Sure. I mean, we are still doing humanitarian. We still deliver food and clothing and shelter to people in these hard-hit areas. But more than that, we're really looking to move forward. You know, Ukraine is going to be there when this is over. And these children, the crisis is for children, because if we don't help them now, if we leave them in the institutions, if we leave them unprotected, that's going to be the engine that runs the country. So we are working to not only provide trauma support for them. We have trauma therapy that we've created that is designed for the war, that it's like a first aid for trauma. It's something that children can do very quickly. You know, it's sort of that self-soothing thing, and our psychologists and social workers work on that. We've created an app called iStrong for teens where they can access help online. They're always online anyway. And then we're bringing kids farther west, taking them out of the war-torn areas and bringing them to a center that we built in the Carpathians. And there those kids have the opportunity to heal, to be children again, really for the first time since this war started.
It's called the Miracle Center.
It's called a Miracle Center for a reason. But also they have the opportunity while they're there to meet families that are interested in taking them in permanently. And that's what it's really about.
You're also doing work that's dangerous. You've spent $1 million on trucks and vans. What are they doing?
Well, in the beginning of the war, they were taking 30,000 people and moving them as far west as they could and over the borders. Today, we've repurposed a lot of those trucks because the work we're doing on humanitarian is really foot soldiers. They're going into the places that the larger groups still don't go, and they're making sure people are getting basic survival needs. And we're really focusing on villages and families with children.
And some of them are behind enemy lines.
Yeah, some of them are behind enemy lines. But our people were really well positioned because they knew the area so well. And so many of the folks that were coming in and trying to do really good work just didn't know how to get through the various places. And that's something that our people have been really great at doing. And what KidSave's done, in the beginning, we were purchasing trucks and we were buying pallets of chicken and shipping them across. And we were even bringing fuel because there was that fuel shortage. Today, it's a much more controlled effort of getting the things where they're needed the most and then working to help the kids that are displaced, getting them therapy when they're in Mykolaiv, helping their mothers, and then taking the kids that don't have parents, whether they lost them from the war or they were orphaned before. We're getting those kids as quickly as we can into families.
Before I let you go, I need you to tell us all how we can learn more, because awareness is what you're aiming for now.
Absolutely. I mean, people can clearly donate. That's something that we still need money. A lot of Americans have forgotten that there's actually a war going on in Ukraine. There's so much happening in our own country, but we need people to know about the children, know about the fact that the Ukrainians are still fighting very bravely, that what they go through every day is something that we can't even imagine. But they're people that believe in the world that we want to see go forward, and their children are in major crisis now, and we have to continue to help them. We have to continue to put our best efforts forward, and we have to give them the love that they need, because every child needs a family.
Randy Thompson is co-founder of KidSave. Thank you so much.
Oh, thanks for having me.
Thank you for watching our YouTube channel. For more stories in your communities, click the subscribe button right here. You can also download our app or watch us on TV for the latest information, balanced coverage, weather updates every 10 minutes, and more. We'll see you then.